HMG, the recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment. HMG. Hami Media Group. This is your next level wrestling review. And this is NXT.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on when you're watching the replay here at channelattitude.com. But you are live. We are live here for your next level wrestling review. Available, like I said, at channelattitude.com, attitude.com, excuse me. You're also here at Hami Media on YouTube and on Twitch. You know, if you guys want to watch the free version, join the chat. That's awesome. But I gotta tell you guys something. You really should head over to channelattitude.com. I mean, it's just all these exclusives, and you get the replays of these shows. You do. But it's so much more. You know, subscribe to HMG on channelattitude.com, Vince Russo's channel, all that good stuff. Do that for me. And who am I? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am the reporter of the people, the man on the planet, Big Ray, here to stay to talk some lucha libre, which is your Spanish lesson for wrestling today. But I'm not alone, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined by the 16-time the vet. He's a Rip Rogers guy. The vet. Vet. Rip Rogers guy. The 16-time NDA on a pole match champion. Millions of dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a Rip Rogers guy. See how I threw it? Fuck. It's the vet, Jamie Williams. What's going on, buddy?
Man, I was a lot of pole match champions in my career, apparently.
A lot of poles. Tons of poles. Not like Colin, though. I mean, he's the king of the pole.
Right. A different pole.
Meat pole.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What's up, buddy? How are you doing?
Man, I'm good, you know. Just the middle of another lovely day for me.
What does that mean?
Well, you see, Ray, because I am a nocturnal animal, this is like basically my afternoon right now.
Good afternoon.
So all you guys are, thank you. Yeah, I fit in the middle portion of that greeting. And, you know, so while everybody else is up bright and early or whatever, or if you're on the East Coast, maybe it is almost. It's getting closer to noon. In other parts of the world, it's already past noon. If Alexa's watching us on Twitch, what is it, probably 6 p.m. over there, something like that? 6 p.m.?
I don't know. In Germany. What time is it in Germany? Hey, Siri.
It's about 9 hours ahead, so let's see.
Hey, Siri.
5 o'clock?
She's not answering. Let me see. Hold on. Hey, Siri. What time is it in Germany right now?
There's nothing to repeat.
Bitch. She's not listening to me. Hey, Siri. What time is it in Germany right now?
In Berlin, Germany, it's 5:07 p.m.
It's dinner time. Well, almost. That was very good. Surprised. Anyway, yeah, we got a ton of fun news to talk about. Some not so fun.
Yeah.
Bro, I got a screenshot. Oh man, I should have screenshot it. It just caught you while you're like this with your eye. It was amazing. You froze there for a minute. It was. So, do you miss doing the Impact Attack with Colin? Gotta be honest, the show is like 10 times better.
It's 10 times faster too.
Oh my god. I'm gonna edit it like when I'm done here. It'll be up on channelattitude.com.
.com.
Yeah. So I asked Colin yesterday, I'm like, hey dude, you know the little song that you play before, you introduce what's your co-host? What's your co-host's name? Quick.
My co's
Yes.
for Impact is that?
Yes.
Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon. Miss Tia the Transarchist. My God. CT is the thing. So the little song that you play, and it comes from I can't find it anywhere.
The song?
Yeah, the little song that he plays, and Brandon does the whole "How you doing?" Because I on channelattitude.com, I actually edit in the vet song and the Impact music and all this other shit. I make it high quality, but I can't find that, so it's not my fault.
Yeah, I don't know where they found it. It's an Impact thing. I don't know where they found it, but they used it as background music when Chris Sabin was in Wrestle House 2. So if you can find Wrestle House 2 somewhere, somehow, that's where the music clip comes from.
Thank you, Vet. I asked Colin, I'm like, hey, can you help me find the music? He goes, no. So I'm like, dude, come on. He's like, well, I'm not nowhere near a computer. I'm on vacation, or I'm fucking, crab fishing or whatever the fuck. I'm like, dude,
that's a common problem with Colin, where you'll ask him for something and he'll start talking about something completely unrelated.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, just lead off with, hey, Ray, sorry, I'm crab fishing. Can't do it right now. Let me know what's going on. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, he could have just answered the question like I did.
How's that?
Well, I just told you where the song was from. I didn't
get
it for you.
Right. No, thank you. Right. Yeah. One hell of a week. So I told you last week I had a toothache, right? Went to the dentist.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, they have to pull my wisdom tooth out. And then, unfortunately, the tooth in front of it has been impacted.
Oh, no.
So they got to pull that son bitch out. And then they have to replace the cap, the gimmick over here, the Schnabitz that, is holding my tooth together, which is the one in front of that. It's cracked. So, here's the fun part, Vet.
So those 3 in a row from the back?
Yup. Here's the fun part. So remember I had the blood pressure issue. Now they have me on blood pressure medication.
Mm-hmm.
My blood pressure is too high. So he was like, yeah, I can't extract that tooth. So I was like, what now? He goes, well, now you just lay in pain. No, I'm kidding. He gives me antibiotics, which they've been working. And eventually, it'll come back. But it's feeling a lot better. I was talking like this for almost a week. It was weird. People were like, well, Ray, why are you talking like this? I say, I have a hurt tooth. It hurts me to talk, so I have to talk with my mouth open most of the time. I'm drooling out the side of my fucking cheek.
Is this one of those things where, like, it would have been fine, but he just wants to charge you to extract teeth so he can make some money?
Would have been fine if I would have just gone to the dentist on a regular basis.
Well, that too.
I'm not a dentist guy, bro.
Me neither.
So, you good with your teeth? Because I'm not.
Surprisingly, I'm okay, but I can tell there's something up.
Hold on a second. Yeah, we're gonna jump into the news right now, but dude, I sent you this video. So we have you guys, we chat with you guys. It says, Ray, I messaged you. What is this here? Ray, I messaged you with remedy. I don't know what that is.
You can't read bad typing. It's pain. He meant to put pain.
Oh.
And the O and the P is like right next to the keyboard or something. I'm
like, what's his name from fucking from that movie? They do the news. They're funny, and he reads directly from the
Anchorman. You're Ron Burgundy.
Yeah,
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm
Ray Hernandez.
Yeah, exactly. Good old Moxie selling.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you, if media tells you he's got a good pain remedy, then you should probably listen to him.
Yeah.
You got a good chance of him knowing a good pain remedy, because this man must always be in pain.
Well, so anyway, speaking about being in pain, it pains me to say that a lot of times I'm not like we interact with you guys, but I never really interact with, sometimes I don't actually, message you or anything. Anyway, Bro, I am shocked. Is he here? He's not in the chat today.
Not yet.
Aaron Ben Shlomo. Had no idea the guy's from fucking Israel.
He mentions it every single week.
But I thought it was a gimmick. I thought he was kidding.
You thought he just wanted to be the one guy from Israel to stand out?
Yes. I was like, holy shit. So
and then you see that picture of him and you're like, nope, still a gimmick. And then his name and you're like, nope, gimmick.
Yes. And then he's like, hello, I am Aaron Ben Shlomo. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's got like that thick, because, you know, in certain parts of Israel, they speak French. I think it's French or like a version of it. I forgot what they're called. Anyway, so I'm like, this guy's like, he's like legit. I wonder if he knows Krav Maga.
Probably.
Anyway, Vet, we're going to jump into this 3 count because we have a ton of shit to talk about here. Let me just pull up the first story.
But first...
Oh, shit. What happened? Oh, you know what? I am.
You only acknowledged one member of the chat and then made fun of him for existing.
I'm not. I wasn't making fun of him. I'm shocked. It was awesome.
Okay.
Anyway, he has dreamy green eyes. Not like Ben, though. He's the dreamiest. Go ahead. What do you got?
Oh, well, let's see. No Roman Reigns drop. We'll just go right into the...
Oh, shit.
You know, we don't have to. You know,
yeah, you're
okay.
right. You're right.
Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. You're going to acknowledge me. You there, sitting at home. Acknowledge me.
This list is short.
No.
There's got to be more people than this.
Right,
but
let me look at the list too.
But Canada Spaceman, who is a Canadian and he is in space, is here. Lab Rat, who is in a lab and is a real rat, not a gimmick. He's here. Lizbeth. I mean, pretty sure that's her name. She's here. Media M5 has 20 different names across as many accounts. He has a real name too, but he's here. The artist formerly known as Lawrence Weaver, who is actually just Lawrence Weaver. So this artist formerly known as thing is a gimmick. And Dan Heffron has popped in.
Mm-hmm.
And Buckshot Kid is here. He just popped in. People keep popping in real time as I'm reading this list.
It's cool.
And then if I go back, I've seen Cold Blooded is here for the first time in a long time. Babo was here. Al Robinson said bonjour.
Bonjour, mon ami.
Speaking Israeli or and who else?
Let me see. Cold Blood. Babo, the mighty Babo is here.
Yeah, I said him.
All right, you said him, Babo. I think that's it right now. For now.
That's good for now. Hey man, you should have been here earlier if you or blame Google.
You could have been acknowledged. I mean,
yeah.
Anyway. Well, veteran, it looks like it's time for the 3 count.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
This is the 3 count with today's biggest stories in pro wrestling, world news, pop culture, sports, and more. And now, back to Big Ray and the Vet.
All right. It is the 3 count. Latest news, rumors, and just talking bullshit. Let me just lower this here. All right. Unfortunately, we have to kick this show off with some big news here. The great Judo Gene LeVeL has passed away at the age of 89. Let me just read this gimmick here. It says, Judo Gene LeVeL was best known for his catch wrestling technique that later became an influence in both pro wrestling and mixed martial arts, has passed away at 89 years old. We have Boss Rutan who chimes in, Danny O'Brien, like all these great pro wrestlers, martial artists, MMA legends, so on and so forth. And I'm sure Bruce Lee is nodding his head to Judo Gene LeVeL. One person probably happy about this, probably Steven Seagal.
Seagal.
He his pants.
Like a seagull, he will get a French fry in the parking lot No problem.
I've never been a fan of that guy.
Uh,
So, Vet, your thoughts on the late great Judo Gene LeBell? Excuse me, this still fucking hurts a little bit. So if I'm like, just forgive me, okay? I'm doing my best over here. But your thoughts on the great Judo Gene LeBell, his influence on pro wrestling, so on and so forth, man. I mean, this guy was legit old school tough guy.
it's hard to be a fan of pro wrestling for a significant period of time and not hear the name Judo Gene LeBell, thrown out many, many, many times throughout the years. Even if you only started watching wrestling a couple years ago, you probably would have heard Ronda Rousey mention him at some point, right? So I was surprised that he was only 89, to be honest, because when you say old school, like, this is one of the guys that probably built the school. So, and of course, besides all the, not like super competitive accolades wise, like I think he won a couple of amateur athletic union, maybe national championships or whatever in judo, but mostly got a lot of work as a stuntman and stunt coordinator in Hollywood. So he's worked with pretty much everybody. That's probably where he ran into Steven Seagal. That's where he ran into Bruce Lee. People say, like, you're going to see a lot of people saying, like, the character of Cliff in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was based on Judo Gene LeBell. And I was like, I don't know if the character was based on it, but maybe that incident with Bruce Lee was based on something, a story about Judo Gene and Bruce. Not so much the whole Brad Pitt character, but yeah, so just hugely influential in not only the combat sports, but entertainment. Catch wrestling, he's going to be a catch wrestling master because he was trained by like Ed Lewis, Billy Robinson, Frank Gotch, Carl Gotch, not Frank Gotch. Those are three heavy hitters when you're talking about catch wrestling.
This is the classic boxer versus judo player match. Gene LeBell versus Milo Savage. And so actually quite interesting. Judo Gene LeBell. And again, guys, excuse me if I stutter over my words. I'm just not in a great place right now. Judo Gene LeBell. So for the people that don't know, there's like so many stories, folklore, basically on things that he's done. They said that that he got into an altercation with Bruce Lee, where he basically took Bruce Lee out or whatever, and Bruce Lee had gone on record to say that because of Judo Gene LeBell, this is where he took into account grappling, how important grappling was in fighting, and he added that to Jeet Kune Do. Also, the situation with about the situation with him and Steven Seagal, right?
I believe I've heard this, but would you like to refresh everyone?
Yeah. So basically, the story goes like this, and there are multiple accounts of this, that Steven Seagal had been known to be an asshole on set, and with the other stunt guys, Steven Seagal would shoot on him or hit them for real, and finally, what happened was the director of the movie, or I think one of the guys that were working on the movie, said, "You know what? We'll bring in Judo Gene LeBell to teach this son of a bitch a lesson," because he was, like you said, a stunt coordinator. He was like a supervisor or a manager for stunt people. They brought him in, and apparently, Judo Gene LeBell ended up choking out Steven Seagal, and in the process, Steven Seagal shit his pants while being choked out, and then kind of waddled off into the bathroom to clean himself off. So that's that right there, just that alone makes him the greatest man on the face of the earth to me, behind my father and God and Jesus Christ. Just saying.
That's a good list.
So, man, with all that being said, brother, like you said, dude, you can't be a wrestling fan without heard the name Judo Gene LeBell. I mean, a real wrestling fan. Maybe casuals won't know who he is, but or mixed martial artists. I know Dana White has had a great respect for him. Like I said, I mentioned Boss Rutan and many of the legends. Danny O'Brien, what's his connection with Judo Gene LeVeL? He was taught by Gotch, no?
Well, not Daniel Bryan.
I mean, not Daniel Bryan, but he was taught by Judo Gene.
Yeah.
And Judo Gene was...
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I just know he took that LeVeL lock and turned it into the yes lock. I don't know if he ever actually got to roll with Gene, but he might have. He could have. I mean, I believe he did some of that that dojo stuff in LA, which is where Gene was. So, you know, it's certainly possible. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the chat knows.
Yeah, we'll chat, bring it up. So I don't know if you heard about this, and I'm not really pulling up any stories except for this one that just fucking popped up. But so apparently things have not been great in the Candyland known as AEW. There are multiple reports of Tony Khan just being fucking impossible to work with. And so they say that he's actually, if you can believe this, worse in Gorilla than Vince McMahon. He doesn't shut the fuck up. I'm talking about, the play-by-play guys. It's just giving instruction the whole time. And so much so that this freaking Mark actually replied. This just came out right now. AEW President Tony Khan is very passionate. All right, nobody cares about that. So he came out and he says, "We have a great crew. We're very happy with the show." He talks that way. We've been doing. We have a great team of people. I recently did some promotion, but he's putting himself over. Basically, he's saying that no, everything is fucking dandy. Everything is fantastic.
Okay.
Here's the problem. Usually, when somebody's an alcoholic, they don't know they're an alcoholic. The first thing they have to do is admit to themselves and admit to others that they are an alcoholic. Tony Khan is a problem. So this is what I did. I reached out to two people that I've known for at least 11 years. And these wrestlers are on the roster at AEW. And these two wrestlers, how can I put this? I can't say. I'll tell. Yeah, I'm not going to mention names yet. I would have to ask them. But anyway, no, they won't say anything. Anyway, so just leave it like this. It's pretty confirmed to me that shit is uncomfortable, that people are realizing that ever since this whole Vince McMahon thing where he retired and stuff, Tony Khan allegedly has stepped up the anxiety, the erratic behavior. Almost it's become a little bit of a stressful environment. Like when you have a company that is about to go under, and people are just fucking shredding paper and running around and burning documents and breaking fucking memory sticks and shit. This is what's been going on, allegedly. Now I spoke to.
Is that because of Vince McMahon retiring, or is that because of the merger at Warner Discovery?
It's probably a little bit of both. Speaking of these two people, one of these people have been on the roster for the last 3 years. The other one longer than that. And yeah, dude, it's not a fun place, and it's legit. I'm gonna tell you right now, guys. People who have been with that company from the beginning are looking to get the fuck out. What are your thoughts on this?
I don't know. I don't know anything about this. This is the first I'm hearing of it, but I mean, it's the only thing that somebody's got to worry about in a situation like this is, do the checks clear? As long as the checks clear and he's handing them out, then I think we're good. But a lot of people wouldn't be willing to. I know you've seen a lot of people, talking about, oh, I bet a bunch of people are calling Triple H now, just because things are different there, which may be the case. It may be a more attractive option than it was. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to beat working once a week for the same money. So I think some of those people are going to ride that out rather than go back on the grueling road schedule.
Well, we got guys like Miro, just to give you a little more context, guys like Miro that are liking tweets because people are tweeting out, "Hey, man, you were being shown way more on WWE as a character than here on AEW. You haven't been working."
Yeah, because they were having fun, embarrassing him and his wife, or trying to.
Yeah, he was still on TV.
Yeah, that makes everything better, Ray. It's better when you get humiliated in
Right.
front of millions of people than, just playing video games backstage with Kip Sabian or whatever.
I guess. But what I will say is that, from what I understand, it is becoming a problem. It is becoming a problem. His erratic behavior, his quote unquote unprofessionalism, is also becoming a problem backstage. Listen, I don't know Tony Khan personally. I know of people, and I know people that work for him or have worked for him, and from what I get, he's not a bad guy. But this is what I see when I see Tony Khan. He's a person that definitely has daddy issues. Wasn't hugged by his dad. That's why he hugs everybody. And I think we mentioned this before. He's playing with real life figures, wrestling figures. And he's living out his dream. He's a fan.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're going to put the belt on him. You know that, right?
Yeah. Well, Ray, does this story happen to lead into the other story about people getting new positions and promotions and stuff?
Oh, tell me about that. No.
And we don't have... Well, there were some people, I guess, that got new titles and new new responsibilities. So we've got...
Because they threatened to leave.
Some of these people, I don't know. Like, I don't think QT Marshall could threaten to go anywhere because he's lucky to have the job that he has. But
Right.
and Pat Buck just left. He gave the WWE the finger and hedged all his bets and said, "I'm going to AEW." And then now he's got a nice little promotion as whatever the funny little corporate titles that they all get. I don't remember all those, but it was something like QT Marshall and Pat Buck and Christopher Daniels and Sanjay Dutt and somebody else. Oh, Madison Rain's there. Impact Attack star Madison Rain is working with AEW as one of the women's coaches now. So her first assignment as coach will be to put Jade Cargill over, and then after that we'll see. So it looks like possibly, Tony could be delegating some things for a change and taking some of the stress off himself. Or he could just be, like you seem to imply, that he's just doing something to make people happy and not leave.
I think he's taking care of some people. That's all I'm saying.
Madison Rain, who just got... she just walked in the door and was like, "This place is terrible. I'm going back to Impact."
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That doesn't necessarily add up, but I mean, I guess we'll just have to keep a close eye on this situation and see what develops.
No doubt. We have another passing, unfortunately. The Eugene Palermo. Do you know that name?
No.
Eugene Palermo, the real life. This is the person that Eugene, Nick Dinsmore, his character was based on. Family and friends and fans of remembering the real life inspiration for one of the most unique characters in WWE history, Eugene Palermo passed away Sunday at the age of 57. So, God rest his soul. There was another story here. Oh, so apparently, John Laurinaitis has been quietly fired by the WWE. He is no longer employed by the World Wrestling Federation. How do you feel about that?
Not employed by them either.
How do you feel about that? Are you happy about that, Vet?
What, am I happy that he was only quietly fired instead of publicly and loudly fired? I would have much preferred that, I guess. But then again, you'd have to talk about him and remind everybody that he exists. So, I'm not sure which is better in that case. Didn't we all just assume that?
Yeah.
Like, this guy had no chance of keeping a job or ever getting another one. I hope he saved his money. He probably made some good money over the years doing jack shit. So I'm sure he saved it all, and
Kevin Dunn is next. People are saying, "Oh, he's gonna stay with the WWE. He's part of the family." No, I think he's gone, bro.
Could be.
I don't know. Could be. Nick Cage.
As I mentioned, I mentioned this when I was doing I think it was the Friday Night Smack Talk with Jimmy T and Jeff Lippman over on the PWC network. But I think I said something to the effect of, well, if you fire the guy, then you can't keep him around and torture him like he's been doing to everybody else for all these years.
Not a good guy, from what I understand. Nick Gage? Might have heard of him.
Yeah. Pizza cutter boy.
Yeah, he says, and Nick Gage revealed his honest thoughts about the recent barbed wire match, death match. Remember that one on AEW?
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
All right, here we go. Let me just go to the quote here. It's a passion, and I love it, Gage said while speaking with Rewind, Recap, Relive, whatever. I feel like I'm the king. I'm the god of this. He's talking about barbed wire matches. Mm-hmm. So I want to back that up. So I will face anybody, anywhere, anytime. I love it. Okay. Okay. So basically, let me just read this through. You get in a death match. You start rolling in glass. All right. So he's talking about he's putting himself over.
Is this some Mark shit?
This is
he just talking like a Mark? He's
talking like a fucking Mark. I don't know. I want to get to the part. Oh, he just says that it sucked.
Okay.
He feels that's the quote. The quote is, the AEW barbed wire match sucked. Do you agree? I thought it was an all-time classic.
Man. If Nick Gage could be right about one thing, it would be this. But I would hate to see the reasons why he thought it sucked and what he could do to have made it better.
Apparently he thinks, like I said, he thinks he's the king of this shit. And it says you get in a death match, you start rolling in glass, and I'm talking about real glass. I'm not talking about AEW fake glass. I'm not talking about fake barbed wire they use. I'm talking about GCW real stuff where the barbed wire is real, where the glass is real. It starts cutting you up. He's talking like a weirdo here, bro. Like,
this guy he has no self-awareness whatsoever.
What's wrong with him?
Like, he's very proud to be somebody that self-mutilates because he doesn't get the business.
The great Aaron Ben Shlomo is into the chat. Hey, Aaron, do some more videos reviewing WWE 2K23 with your fucking cool accent. God damn it. Your dreamy green eyes. Oh, shit. Yohimbo is in the chat. WWE reports an additional $5 million in improper payments made by Vince McMahon. Former WWE chairman and CEO Vince McMahon is focusing on ongoing investigations into millions of dollars paid to the former female employees to silence allegations of sexual abuse, harassment, or other misconduct. The improper payments were revealed by the Wall Street Journal, blah, 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 investigating $3 million Vince McMahon made. So anyway, they're finding more and more money that he's paid off. And I think this is between 2006 to 2022, doing this for quite some time, probably way before that.
Oh, yeah.
Blah, 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 goes into his retirement. So yeah, man. Vince McMahon, even more hot water. Your thoughts?
Well, isn't this what we said? We said we'd keep hearing about this until the investigation was done.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Hey, let me see if I can do this right. Let me clear my throat. You know this guy? Ibush? Kosa? You know that guy?
Yeah.
Kota Ibushi hints at a potential AEW run. After never-ending stream of news, blah, 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 wrestling Kota Ibushi, whether he wrestled with... Okay, so he says that at least once he would like to wrestle in AEW. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Do you care?
Well, you're the one with the news in front of you.
So did you get a chance to watch Raw this week?
Yeah.
What did you think of our boy being re-signed? I didn't listen back to the Impact Attack. You probably spoke about this, but Dexter Loomis, who I really think should have never been released. Back in the WWE fold, we got fucking Killer Cross back in the WWE fold. I mean, again, I don't know if you've discussed this. You probably have because you're on 76 different shows. But for the audience here, just like, I mean, who do you think is next? Who's coming back? Johnny Gargano is probably coming back. I'm going to assume. I don't know this for sure. I'm not going to report on that because I don't know. But what did you think of seeing old Dex Loomis and is Horseface coming with him? Are they going to reunite the way? You know, I mean, what's happening here, brother?
He's gonna slide into the main event spot with the Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah.
What am I thought? I don't care. I never cared about that guy in the first place, but
I love Dexter Loomis.
I'm not sure.
I thought there was a lot of money on the kid.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of money on the kid, but look, I'm happy that you know, if he you know, anybody that can get some money in this game, just go ahead and get it.
The game.
He showed up on NWA at the last like major show they did, and he was in like the Fatal 4-Way where I guess Trevor Murdoch ended up winning the championship. But you know, I guess yeah, what is this? It's kind of a weird debut, I guess, for Monday Night Raw, right?
I like the way they did it. It's different. I mean, he is a stalker type gimmick.
Yeah.
You know, and he's hanging out there, and they did it as they're going off air, which is kind of a cliffhanger. They don't do that much anymore. I kind of dug it, the way they did it.
I wonder how long he was there and the people saw him before they got dragged out, because it took a while for them to react. Like when they showed him getting dragged away by security, nobody was making any noise at all. And then like about 5 seconds, they were like, "Oh, it's that guy." Like,
it was great though. I thought it was well done.
Yeah.
Is MJF going to be showing up on WWE TV anytime soon?
Probably not.
I mean, I tweeted out the other day, I think it was yesterday, like that guy was the hottest property possibly in pro wrestling in 2021, 2022. I mean, this guy was scorching fucking hot. And whether this is a work or a shoot or whatever the fuck it is, I mean, if it's a work, right, it's a dumb work because I think you just doused whatever heat, like the flame that he was. And if it's a shoot, it's fucked up because you lost one of the best talents on your fucking roster.
Well, I think it's a work. I think it's a work.
Okay. And
it's extremely unfortunate because, to your point, you can't do a work like that without cooling it off. Because if the last thing we see on TV is him saying fire me, you fucking mark, then we can't just see him on Dynamite next week like nothing ever happened, and we can't, you know what I mean? Like, you have to get rid of him, but that does cool him off. So whenever he makes the eventual surprise return, everybody's just going to be like, as soon as he shows up, everyone's going to be like, oh, this is just phony wrestling angle, you know, like, I saw it coming the whole time. All the people that were saying, I guess it's a shoot. Now they'll be like, no, I knew it was a work the whole time. You know, that's what you'll get the minute he comes back. But it is, the WWE is a more attractive place now for him than it was. He's smart enough to know how bad it would have been if he would have went there, but things are a little bit different now, maybe. So, now it may turn into a shoot where he's like, well, Tony, what can you do for me? So
he is one of those people that they should have, I mean, over CM Punk, over fucking butterfly denim jean cowboy guy.
Oh Jesus.
That was just a trap. That was I was scrolling through my Facebook feed, and it came to a screeching halt. Without me knowing the context of what was happening, without me knowing anything, I just saw Hangman Adam Page in a pair of fucking jeans with butterflies, and I'm like, what the fuck is this supposed to be?
Glittery butterflies.
Jimmy T was on point when he said that, Brock Lesnar is the real cowboy shit. Or maybe Jargo was saying that. Come on. Like, what are you? What are you supposed to be? I don't fucking know any cowboys that. Listen, I don't know if you ever watched Brokeback Mountain. I never did. But for the people I know that have watched it, like Colin, over and over again, 3 times a day for at least 3 years straight, he watched it. Almost unhealthy, I have to say that. Obsessed with that movie. But anyway, neither here nor there. Those guys didn't dress that way.
No.
That's some real cowboy shit. I mean, they were 2 lonely boys up in the hills. This guy, I have no idea what this is supposed to be. With his fucking weird, like he wears t-shirts that I remember my little cousin Erica used to wear when she used to be a fan of Menudo. And fucking, what are these guys? Oh, dumb song. Who are the New Kids on the Block?
Kids on the Block. Yeah.
Like, what does he do? Like, what is he supposed to be? Vet, can you tell me? What is Adam Page supposed to be?
He's always been like that if you really look. Like his
He's not a cowboy then. Is
he? No, he never was. He's not a hangman, he's not a cowboy, he's just some guy. But the hints were always there. Like he was slowly like easing us into this butterfly jeans thing. Because even when you look at his regular ring gear, like he'd look like a cowboy. Like, okay, he's got the vest and like the little, and all this other stuff. But you actually look at the vest and like, but it's got a lot of jewels on it. Like that doesn't look rugged or, you know what I mean?
Bedazzled.
Like, yeah, slightly bedazzled. You're like, wait a minute.
He's dressing, if I may, the way the fucking, these guys,
Yes, boy!
the way they were making fun of, the way country folk are supposed to dress. I guess.
But even worse, if that's possible. So
I don't get it, dude.
So yeah, he's gonna have to eat shit for that one for a long time. But it would almost be like to show up like that on television. It would almost be like you're leaning into it because it's not like an accident. There's no way he thought, oh, I'll wear these jeans with butterflies on them and I'll be cool. I know he didn't think he looked cool. So the question is why. Did he lose a bet with somebody in the elite? Like they said, how you have to wear these butterfly embroidered jeans or whatever because you lost this bet, or what's the deal?
I don't get it, man. Maybe it's a rib, right?
Could
You're
be
right.
a rib.
Yeah, it could be a rib. But
was everything a rib? Was all the bedazzled gear a rib? Was his stupid shirts a rib? Like. Was it all a rib? Because he's been doing it this whole time, basically. Yeah. This is just the most, out there thing he's done yet. So
it's cringe, as the kids say. It's fucking cringe.
Yes, they do say that.
It's very fucking weird, man. I don't know, man. Oh, by the way, yes. I had received. Damn it! I had received. Some type of confirmation that when the Rotunda, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt, a.k.a. The Fiend, is going to be making his debut at Battle of the Castle, whatever the fuck they're calling it, King of the Castle. What is that pay-per-view WWE's doing in September?
Castle Crashers?
Yeah, whatever the fuck. There will be some adjustments, apparently, allegedly, to his character. I think Ben was saying on his show, it's a shame how this guy just continues to reinvent. He has to continue to reinvent himself over and over and over again. Out of all those characters that he did, and I don't know if you're a fan of him.
All 2 of them?
No, I mean, if you think about it, he went from from what was it, Husky Harris. Then he
Right.
reinvented himself into that gimmick where he's catching flies, and he's walking, with the fucking
Right.
you know,
Supernatural Swamp Hillbilly, right?
right. And then he went from that to the fucking Mr. Rogers gimmick, and then he also added the demon fiend, the Mr. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde gimmick. What's next?
I don't know. I don't care.
Maybe he comes in as John Laurinaitis. And he walks down the aisle with just a big box of black garbage bags, taking signs from the fans and their merchandise and snatching it from them and putting it in the garbage bags and telling them to get out. That would be cool.
It's not bad.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I know it sounds crazy, but I would bring him in as as a parody of Vince McMahon. Like what Brody Lee was doing, something like that. Like an authority figure, a billionaire, like somebody, like a power tripper. Something. I'm sure he can carry it off. His ability to, like, he wrote this fucking thing on Instagram or Twitter, wherever it was, very well done, where he was using wordplay, just like remember hip hop when it was good vet, when people used to use wordplay. It's been so long.
I don't know if I remember it anymore, Ray.
I know, Vet. It's gotten terrible.
My memory doesn't get better with age. All right, well, whatever he does, it'll be great. I'm sure the people will be very happy. I've never liked one thing he's ever done, ever.
Really?
And I couldn't have been happier that I don't want to say I could have been happier that he was gone, because, again, I don't want to see somebody lose their job. And I certainly don't want to see somebody lose their job due to, Vince McMahon not getting it. But
yes, hip hop was good. Canada Spaceman. Sorry.
But there were other reasons from what I heard about why they felt like they needed to release him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is there anything you can kind of like work around? Like, what did you hear?
Well, I think it was like a chicken or the egg situation, because he was supposedly getting hard to deal with and taking lots of time off, but so they were like, messing with his creative. So it's like, well, which one came first? Did he decide to be like, well, fuck this, if you're going to fuck up all my stuff, then I'm just going to find excuses to get out of work?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it the other way around, where, like, because you are taking time off so that JoJo can have more kids or whatever and all this other stuff, we're not going to, creative has nothing for you? Like, I don't know what the deal was, but I guess they figured what he was asking for was too much compared to what they were getting out of him. So maybe Nick Khan said,
yeah,
cut it. I don't know. It's all hearsay, of course.
All hearsay. All, unless I think we say, this is, I'm not going to report anything. Like I said, I don't believe that's going to happen. I don't think I've ever really done that. We were pretty on point, Vet, with the Killer Cross thing. I think you and I both made good points regarding the fact that he would probably come back, and that was a huge opportunity missed. I mean, you have to agree with that. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do moving forward. Have you enjoyed wrestling a little more, or I know you said, I think on your last show, if I'm correct, it was really shitty. I'm going to paraphrase. Now it's a little less shitty than what it was. We're about where we were, if I'm correct, 8 years ago or 10 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. We've gone from they're actively trying to run their audience off to back to just kind of being stale and boring and predictable.
Okay.
Although the cross thing, I don't think even we predicted it would be that fast or that to that degree.
All right, so I had gotten the Iggy that he would come back. I didn't know, like you said. I'm re-emphasizing what you're saying. I had no idea he was coming back that quick.
Right, and just going right into the main event spot. I'm just out here with Roman and Drew now.
Yeah, it was just like, wow. I was like, wow, they really fucking sped through that shit quick. But it's a talent. Listen, the way he was built, the way he was booked. Some people say that they don't like him and he can't. I think you said he can't throw a punch, right? Am I off here?
I said those punches he was throwing. We got to do something about that if you're going to be on TV. But yeah,
I want him to do more of that, catch wrestling style. A lot more. I think his matches should be like 60%, 70% submission attempts, suplexes and throws, much like what Ronda Rousey is supposed to be. Striking. I am a huge fan of Karrion Kross, Killer Kross, whatever you want to call him, man. I think as a person, he's just a fucking gentleman.
Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy.
Fucking great. There's never been a time that I have, I'm not one of these fucking marks that say, "Oh, he's my friend." He's not my friend, but I will say that I feel that we are cordial. He knows of me, and if I ever message him, he always replies in kind. That's all I can say about that. But doing, we've only done, I think I've done 2 interviews with him. Again, fucking incredible gentleman. And people like that, I love to root for. That's all I'm going to say with that. I really do like Karrion Kross a lot. And his wife is fucking gorgeous. God bless her. I mean, anywho. Anyway, my friend, anything else you wanted to talk about before we jump in? Oh, I wanted to ask you, are you going to be playing that AEW game when it comes out? Are you going to give it a shot or no? It's coming out soon, no?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's still got a couple of years left in development, but
that's
allegedly it's coming out. It's coming out soon. I might just play it just for the content, just the content of me playing the AEW game.
Wait, what is this? Let me share this with you real quick.
Okay.
So I just typed in AEW game, and if you can see here, you can buy it.
Maybe it's a pre-order.
So that means that it has to be fucking out, no?
Well, a pre-order.
Jesus Christ. I really hope it doesn't look this way.
Look at that chest on Kenny.
Jesus Christ. That was like a fucking, I don't know, like a fucking breakfast sausage. What is that? Bro, that is hideous.
Oh, man.
Kenny Omega's a gamer. He has to know this looks like shit.
Yeah,
I don't know, brother. That's no good. That's no bueno.
Well.
Anyway.
Yeah, so to answer your question, maybe.
I've been enjoying the product, WWE.
Well,
I find
this won't last long. Don't worry. You'll be back to going,
I'll tell you what. We're just about to jump into NXT. And tell you, man, I quite enjoyed this. I know you may, me and Vet, sometimes we don't agree, which makes for great radio, I guess you would say. But I'm going to tell you something, brother. I really, really enjoy, except for like maybe one segment on this show. I thought this was a really fucking good show. And this made me want to watch the what do they call it now? The special event or whatever the fuck. Exclusive.
Well, this would not be a premium live event. This would just
go.
be a something event. This would be a weekly TV event.
Yeah, this is the go home show for Heatwave. I gotta tell you something, Vet. I have a feeling. What's that guy's name?
What's your name, fella?
Triple H.
That guy. Something's going on. And we're going to talk about that right now. Because right now, it is time for NXT 2.0. It is NXT 2.0. Oh. This took place Tuesday night August 9th, 2022. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Heat Wave Go Home Show. And if you were expecting a shitty show,
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
I thought it was really good. And Vet, I hope you got your notes pulled up, my brother, because I'm going to hand... Oh, there it goes with his Android phone. I'm going to hand it over to you. Here are the keys. I don't have keys. I was going to make a key sound. Oh, wait, hold on. Sound. Here are the keys. There you go. You got them?
Thank you. Yep.
All right, cool.
Okay, so we're going to kick off the show with a little bit of a... I don't know what you would call this. This is like... It's not quite Saturday Night's main event.
Right.
It's not quite ECW promo montage. It's like kind of its own thing. We just go
different.
A little something else.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna talk, and when I cover the camera, you're gonna cover the camera, and then you talk. You come into your... Because I love that. Vet.
Yeah.
I thought that was fucking cool. That is something... Now, let me explain to you why real quick.
Okay. Why you think it's cool, you mean?
Remember how NXT 2.0 was supposed to be something that was geared more towards youth, young people?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked Aiden to watch NXT 2.0, and that's the first thing he said he loved. I said, why did you love it? Now, I mean, this is coming from a 14-year-old who loves social media, and he's on social media. He has his TikTok channel and stuff. He said it felt very TikTok to him. What does that mean? Couldn't really explain it, but he liked it. And I get what he's saying. Like in TikTok, they do the shit where they cover, you'll cover the screen and all of a sudden, boom, you're in Italy. Or you cover the screen and you have a fucking emoji face. That's like a thing that's been going on TikTok. I've noticed on social media. It's a trendy way of kicking off a show, and I really like that a lot. It was totally, like you said, it was like Saturday night main event-esque, but not. So already I like that. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Well, I would like to see things like this on like a Heat Wave, because we're going to get this on this random episode, and then we're probably never going to see it again, or if so, not for several months. Like, it doesn't seem like something they would regularly do, and that's why it's good for pay-per-views, because you could consistently do it for something you don't consistently get.
Got it.
Right? That's how I look at it. But in any case, they basically covered most of the featured matches. They got most of the participants to go ahead and do their little short promo. They were missing somebody. I can't remember who, but
I'm sorry.
But yes, Buckshot Kid says, because referencing that picture, like if you're only listening on the audio version, we had pulled up a picture of Kenny Omega from a screenshot from the AEW Fight Forever game.
That is fantastic.
And Buckshot Kid says, my wife said Kenny's chest looks like a Cabbage Patch Kid's butt, which I can't recall if I don't think I had a Cabbage Patch Kid or saw a butt, but I'm sure he's accurate, or she's accurate.
Oh, it's so accurate. My I mentioned my little cousin Erica. She had a Cabbage Patch Kid. Man, that was... Let's see if I can pull up a cabbage. Yup. Hold on. Go ahead, Vet.
I was just going to say, that was the original, like, hard-to-find Christmas toy, right? Like,
yep, there it is.
Was there ever one before that?
There it is, Vet.
Oh, that is Kenny's chest right there. Well, video game Kenny's chest.
This is... Oh, no. There you go. Do I click this? There you go. This is Kenny Omega's video game chest. That's fantastic. Look at that. Oh, this is the one I wanted to pull up. I'm sorry. There you go.
All right. Well, in any case, so let's move on from that butt talk to Nikita Lyons' match.
Yes, my girl, brother.
Kiana James versus Nikita Lyons. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Kiana James had a PowerPoint presentation all about why Nikita Lyons sucks and how she's going to beat her, right? Like,
yes, she did.
That was a couple weeks ago. Which I thought that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. And then we get they cut to a digital exclusive.
Did they?
Yes, they did, where they showed Lyons and Stark talking about how they were just randomly put into that the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship tournament as a team, even though they've never teamed before, to my knowledge. And
I wanted to ask you something about that.
Okay.
Is this what you would say is like a tryout for the main roster? Because those are like, excuse me, those are like two of the top girls on NXT. So are they doing this to have? I don't know what the who their first opponent is, but I got guys.
Somebody in the chat knows.
Can you guys knows. Yeah, can you guys tell me who the tag team tournament first opponent is for Nikita Lyons and what's her name, Gimmick Joanna, and because I have a feeling this is just like a test for TV to see how these girls get over. What are you laughing at, Vet?
Liz.
I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. What'd she say?
I assume that when I said Kiana James did a presentation about how Nikita Lyons sucks, Liz, she isn't wrong with 4 exclamation points.
She isn't wrong.
Yeah, we know that Liz is not particularly a fan of Nikita Lyons.
Got it. I got it right here, Vet.
He's got it.
I do have it. So this is right here. This is from WWE, of course, WWE.com. So this is the bracket here. Can you see this? Or can I make it bigger? I'll make it a little bigger.
Yeah, well, it looks like Zoe and Nikita
are facing Natalya and Sonya Deville.
And Sonya Deville.
So they're putting them in a ring with Natalya. And if I'm correct, Natalya is probably like the head of that woman's locker room. Would you disagree?
Yeah, so what you're saying here, essentially, I think what you're trying to get at is this is like taking the temperature,
right?
See what the kids have got, you know, how far along are they? Let's get and also a way to kind of introduce them to the audience too, like the people that haven't seen them. Like, hey, is there something here? If they go out there and it's crickets, maybe a little back to the drawing board, or maybe they'll get over super, I would assume that they probably. Do you just put them in there just to go out first round, or do you give them at least one win? I think you could give them one win if you put them over Sonya.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think, unless Natty is willing to do the job.
She doesn't need to. But because Sonya has been the authority figure, not really full-time wrestler, and it would make sense if she's not getting along with Natalya for whatever reason that they could just easily.
I'll make a quick prediction. I think Natalya will do the job for Nikita Lyons. I think so.
Okay.
Because of this.
Oh. Well, that's a spoiler alert for the end of this match that we're talking about right now.
Oh, what do you mean?
Unless Kiana James kicked out of that, which it's possible. Hold on, we'll get to the end of the match.
Did you get the blackout?
I didn't. What? Huh?
Did you hear what happened?
Yes, there was. Well, I saw the blackout, but what happened?
Well, let me just.
And she showed me her boobies, and I like them too.
Apparently, people that were there live said that her breasticle popped out, full nippage. So that was the blackout.
Okay, well,
lucky live fans. When I move to Florida, by the way, I will be attending multiple live. I already told my wife, I'm like, hun, we're not going to be too far from Full Sail. I said, I'm going to go to as many NXT events as possible. I'm going to be going to so much indie wrestling in Florida. I'm going to be living literally like 15, 20 minutes away from Vito and Noel.
All right.
I can't wait.
It's going to be very exciting. Yeah, so what else can we really say about this match? Like, I noticed this. This is my portion of the thing.
Sure.
Kiana James did not. Apparently, she's seen a spinning toe hold, but she's never actually done one before. And she was trying to figure it out live on the air, and it didn't work out so good.
No, not at all.
And I'll also say that she kind of sold the finish. That picture that you have there behind you, she sold that finish improperly because she got heat afterwards. She just got up and got heat on Nikita Lyons after this, which is like, she didn't get rolled up. She got fucking squished.
Yeah,
You got to sell that shit, bro.
I mean, there was at least a minute between the time that yeah.
Still, I don't. No, you don't get heat in that.
Listen, you ever had? I'm sure you've had it. The wind knocked out of you. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes. Sometimes you get it right back. Maybe this move. She's got the wind knocked out of her. I'm assuming. Down for 3 seconds, up in a minute. I don't know, Fed.
I don't like it.
Right.
I just don't like it. We don't need to get heat on Nikita.
The girls were stiff.
If you want, my thing is this: if you want to continue this feud, why'd you have a decisive finish in the first match? I'm sorry, I did not invent this sport. These people have been doing this for fucking ever. Shawn Michaels, are you kidding me? You want to continue a feud with these women, and yet we're just gonna be like, no, we'll just beat her straight up. No. If you just beat her straight up, then she's finished and it's over and Nikita's on to the next thing.
Facts.
There is no get heat after the match. There is no just get up after a finish. What if Shawn Michaels super kicked a guy and then 30 seconds after Shawn Michaels is dancing and celebrating, the guy just gets up and hits him from behind? I'm sure that would have went super over with Shawn Michaels. I'm sure he wouldn't have went to the back and started throwing things in Vince McMahon's office if that had happened to him. Oh, no way. Anyway, so
Shawn Michaels has been known to oversell and no sell. If I remember correctly, I remember when he fought Hulk Hogan, how he was doing some crazy selling, like Dolph Ziggler times 10. But then I think after Hogan just hit the leg drop and pinned him, whatever the fuck, he just got up and rolled out of the ring. Am I remembering that? Misremembering?
I forget what happened after the leg drop. Well, I know he got up and he didn't do anything stupid after that. He got up and sold it, and he shook Hogan's hand, and he said I just had to know, or something like that. But whatever. The point is, he knows better than this.
Yeah, he does. Sonic the Hedgehog's in the house, and Hultastic.
Hultastic. He's a long time. That's I believe Matt Hall on Twitter.
Yes,
a long-time listener, and he only started participating last week. So
thank you for coming back, buddy.
Yeah, we welcome him in. He obviously had a really great time, and we hope to see more of him.
Yeah, man, you missed the first part, man. I mean, we were just
now. Don't cancel your channel attitude or anything like that. Don't do that. But nonetheless, we're happy to see you here. So
that's what it was. The Vader match.
There was that too. Move. Yep. Fucking move. That's Shawn Michaels's. But that's a different level of unprofessional. We're talking about these two innocent ladies who are just working hard and doing what they're told and not knowing the business. And it's up to people like Shawn Michaels and the people he's got working for him, the Terry Taylors of the world and everything. They got to let these people know. Whoever agented this, it's their fault.
Right. No, I agree.
Any other thoughts on this, Ray? This
again,
do you like Kiana James except for the toe hold?
I really do like her. I think she looks like an incredible athlete. I'll say this,
and she's smart because she has glasses.
Damn right she is. It's so hot, by the way. I've been telling you for at least 2 or 3 weeks that these girls have been showing a ton of passion in the ring. I mean, they are screaming.
Sometimes their passion falls out.
Sometimes their passion does fall out. It becomes our passion after a while.
Yeah, they got to black out the screen because we can't have all that passion.
But I'll tell you, these girls were beating the shit out of each other. I like watching a wrestling match where it's a little stiff. You could tell that the girls went in there and they said, look, man, we're going to beat the fuck out of each other. You cool with it? Yeah, I'm cool with it. You sure? Yep, let's do it. These girls were really hitting each other hard. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the work they put into it. What are you smiling at? You see a comment that's funny?
Yeah. Their passion needs reined in. Lawrence, my passion falls out every time never mind. Media, I love when passions fall out. Lots of good stuff. We could go all day just on this one match, but unfortunately we do have to move on.
So yeah, she gets attacked after the match.
Right. And then I actually wrote for my next thing, but who cares? Because Diamond Mine is watching tape with Apollo. So, like, even though there's this development going on in the ring where a woman just got attacked after a match, they're like, well, anyways, here's Diamond Mine watching tape with Apollo.
I thought they were watching that.
Yeah, right? At first, you're like, oh.
Yeah. But,
No,
they ain't
watching that.
Can I comment on this little segment?
By all means. I wish you would.
So, I think, this was good, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because this is what young talent should be doing. They're backstage with Apollo Crews, who's been in the ring for much longer. You know, he's a wily veteran, former Intercontinental Champion. Of course, I would want to, you know, befriend the guy and say, hey, can you watch our match with us? You know, sports athletes do the same. Basketball, football, baseball, they all do the same shit. MMA fighters, boxers. Hey, watch this with me. Tell me where I went wrong. I like this. It made sense to me as to why. Because in the first couple of weeks, I'm like, why the fuck are they fucking hanging out with Apollo? Now, if you look at it in the perspective that, you know, there's three young guys trying to really make a name for themselves in the business, attaching themselves to somebody who's been in the business for a long time, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that. Go ahead.
Plus, it was getting awfully white in the Diamond Mine ever since Malcolm Bivens left. So they grabbed
Just
another
a
bald
little
black
bit.
guy with a beard to watch tape with him.
By the way, I was shaving my head the other day. Oh my God. See that?
Did you gig yourself?
I sure fucking did. I bladed myself.
Look,
Bro,
John Moxley, look, the light the fuses on Thursdays, okay?
Bro, I had like 30 minutes before work. And I am walking around
like
the house.
bleeding.
I was bleeding down my cheek. It's a fucking, I went deep on that one. And you know why that happened? I'm shaving my head and my wife decides to fucking call me at the same time. So I'm trying to get ready for work and I'm like, ah! She's like, what happened? I'm like, nothing. I just cut myself. Anyway.
Sorry about that.
It's fine.
So anyway, yeah, they're watching tape with Apollo, and then Roderick Strong comes in. He doesn't like this.
I love Roddy.
Oh, you love him now?
Yeah, I love him now.
I think you were calling for his firing a few weeks ago.
I was,
now
but shit changes. Hey, I can admit it. I thought he was boring and stale, but this straight, I don't know how to fucking, it's so bad it's good. You know what I'm saying? Like his delivery is so terrible.
His voice, it doesn't matter how good he acts, his voice is always going to sound like a wimp, you know? So it's like he's got an uphill battle no matter what. But I think it works for this.
Right. It's
when
like
he throws a tantrum or something, it sounds funnier with that high-pitched voice of his.
What did he say? Oh, what the fuck did Apollo say to him that he repeated, that he like regurgitated twice?
I forgot. I just know it sounded funny.
It was just funny. Good stuff. So yeah, I'm starting to like Roddy again.
All right. You like him again. So Apollo goes to get a match made. He's like, I'll go get a match made right now. So again, this is one of those little things like explaining the details of, well, we're not just going to have a match out of nowhere. Apollo says he's going to go get a match. Mm-hmm. It'd be nice if somebody went to go get a match made and they were like, no, we got a full show already. Sorry.
He legit comes back. He comes back and they said no.
Yeah, he said no, but next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So Wesley comes in and we go to break. And then we come back from break and Malik is just minding his own business in an Argyle sweater walking through, and then Lash Legend grabs him and starts talking his ear off, putting herself over. This was masterful on Lash Legend's part, how she can just keep on talking and be in character and say, you can't write this down. So you would have had to say, okay, Lash, just keep putting yourself over for like 2 minutes. And she fucking did.
Fucking did.
A+ for Lash Legend. This won't be the last we'll see, but
no. Really quickly, and I forgot to mention this during the Wesley's old tag team partner. What was the kid's name again? That got axed.
Nash Carter.
Nash Carter. For some reason,
no relation to Caden Carter.
For some reason, there is something going around where something about Nash Carter was trending on Twitter big time yesterday during NXT. And as I started going down the rabbit hole, there are claims that WWE is considering bringing back Nash Carter.
Yeah, there's a rumor about, what's that
Weird.
guy's name?
Wentz?
No, I mean, the guy who would bring somebody back.
I can't remember
What's your name, fella?
Triple H.
him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, so now Trick enters the ring.
Mhm.
And we get our rules for the rounds match. It's basically a first to 2 falls, I guess. Like, first person to win 2 falls wins. There's 6 rounds. Each round is 3 minutes. You get a rest period of 20 seconds. Anything I'm leaving out of this fucking mess?
Well, first and foremost, they both come into the ring with boxing gloves. And
Which is not a boxing match, just so everybody know. And the announcers made sure to tell you, guys, this isn't a boxing match. I don't know why these guys are wearing boxing gloves.
Right. So why?
They don't want to hurt their own hands, I guess, Ray, from all the hard punching. No other professional wrestler worries about it, though.
I gotta use my back scratcher. Back scratcher.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Some ASMR for people. Everybody stop. Don't jerk off to Ray scratching his back. You wait till the show's over.
It's the fucking best thing you could ever get, bro.
All right, so here we go. Round 1, boxing. These guys box. Now, Ray, you've done a fair amount of boxing. You got a
That
father
wasn't boxing.
who was a boxing. No,
My brother,
Ray.
too.
They were boxing.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't
they were
boxing.
boxing. You tell me all about it. This is your review portion here. Review their round 1 boxing.
First and foremost, if I was Wesley, now both guys are terrible boxers, terrible boxers, throwing looping punches, leaving their chin up. Trick Williams was standing straight up for the entire fight. So the fact that Wesley was going to the body made sense. He's a smaller fighter. He's trying to get on the inside. So I did appreciate the thought process behind Wesley's the booking of Wesley in this first boxing round. These guys seemed like they were actually hitting each other for real at times. There's a difference between an open hand, because when you throw a punch in wrestling, like my father says, like you're holding a roll of quarters.
Yeah, you don't have it totally
Right.
shut.
But if you looked at Wesley's face after the match, he did have a shiner. So the guys were going in. I think they were hitting each other.
At least one time.
At least one time. That last punch that Trick Williams hit Wesley with, I don't know if it was round 1 or 2. I forgot how it ended, round 1. But he fucking hit him for real. I think he might have gotten a little too hype. But anywho, both guys are terrible boxers.
Okay.
You can tell Trick Williams has never. I don't know if he's supposed to be. Listen, spend some time. If your gimmick is going to be a Muhammad Ali type gimmick, spend some time with somebody who can teach you how to fucking throw a legit.
Well, his gimmick is that he likes Muhammad Ali, not that he is Muhammad Ali. So I guess it's okay. Just because you're a fan of something doesn't mean you can do it. There could be a larger lesson there for pro wrestlers, but nonetheless, even though I've never actually boxed or been trained in boxing or anything like that, but I've seen quite a fair bit of it. And I think that while it is not good boxing, I thought this was good worked wrestling boxing.
It was.
Didn't you think it was?
You know what? Roddy Piper missed the T. This was not. That was awful. No, this was pretty. This was, look, for wrestling, it was decent boxing. Is that fair to say?
I think that's how I felt. Like it was good the way they.
You
I don't
know
know if they sat there and actually choreographed every punch, but
I'll tell you something. I'm going to tell you this right now. You wonder why boxers run a minimum of like 10 miles a day, because those two guys were legit gassed by those first 3 minutes that they were boxing, whatever. They were gassed. Did you not notice that?
Well, yeah, I guess I kind of did.
They were fucking tired. Boxing is not easy. You know how you say there's a difference between in-ring shape and being in shape?
Yeah.
Boxing shape is, boy, that's some crazy shit. And the thing is that, I think Tyson Fury has gone on record and saying that, you know, training for wrestling was one of the toughest things he's ever done in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of boxers that have gone to the wrestling, you know, and professional sports like football players and shit, they're like, yo, this is MMA fighters. Yo, this is the toughest. You have to really be in shape. So is it a fact that maybe pro wrestling are some of the most well-conditioned athletes in the world?
I think if you're a pro wrestler, you can be in pretty good condition. I would say probably amateur wrestlers would be the most conditioned because it's the same thing except real. You know what I mean? Like you're really trying to move a person around, and that's very exhausting.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah, but I mean, I think when it gets to a certain degree of elite athleticism, it's like whatever that sport is, you have to do that. Mm-hmm. You can't just be like, well, since I'm a great boxer and I'm conditioned, I should just be a pro wrestler. Well, no, it doesn't work that way because you're used to boxing conditioning, which is different. Same thing with pro wrestling. Like you're not just gonna be like, well, since we have great conditioning, we can just be boxers or marathon runners and stuff. It's like, no, not even. You have to do whatever it is you're going to do and train for that. But then on the other hand, like you always hear people talk about how hard pro wrestling is, and you know. Now, keep in mind, I was never an organized sports guy, and I was kind of a couch potato if I wanted, you know, if I had to say anything. And I just got off the couch and I took to wrestling pretty easily. So either I'm the greatest athlete in the world that just wasted my talents away, or everybody else in wrestling is just an incredible pussy. Either way, you know, maybe the answer's somewhere in the middle, but I never found it. I found like, you know, maybe my conditioning is just naturally pretty good. I'm not
There's some
sure.
people that are born to do certain things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not everybody can hit 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
But I'll tell you this. Yeah, that's true. I'll tell you this. When I was at the height of my conditioning, like I couldn't get blown up. I could go for like an hour and not get blown up. But I took 1 week off to come back home to visit or whatever, and I didn't train that week or whatever. And then I came back and I had to do a TV match, and I got blown up in the match, and I forgot a little spot that I was going to do in the match because I blew up. And when you blow up, you forget. It's hard to remember things, and you're just like, where am I? Like it sucks. It's more than just being tired. It's like you get confused actually. And that was just 1 week off. You know, so imagine, you know, taking several weeks off, or like when you have an injury and you have to rehab it and then you're trying to get your wind back. Like,
so then I will give it to Jake Paul. I will give it to Jake Paul even more.
Oh yeah, you could tell he was blown up.
But the match the kid had, man. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, we're in round 2 now.
Oh shit.
The gloves come off. And then Melo like does some interference and Trick gets a fall. So Trick wins the second round.
Mm-hmm.
Round 3, they kind of go through the picture-in-picture part. There's no fall during this.
Right.
Round 4, Lee scores with a crucifix pin, and then Trick hits him with a cheap shot after.
Well, remember they had what's his name? His buddy outside the ring.
Yeah.
The champ. What's his name? God damn it.
Carmelo.
Carmelo Hayes had put that gimmick in the glove.
Oh.
So remember when he nailed him, and that was the punch, if I'm correct, that when you saw this kid hit the floor, he had the fucking shiner. He got knocked for real.
Well, I thought he got hit from behind, but I forgot. Maybe he hit him in the face.
He got hit with a fucking overhand right, bro. Boom, went down. Yeah. I don't know if he was selling or if he really fucking got knocked out. Whatever.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So that starts the drama of, you know, round 5. Now, Trick should have an easy win because he fucking hit this guy after the bell with no reprimanding or anything like that. So
hold on. Median M5 is 6'5", 350.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking dude.
Yeah, he's big.
Did he ever work? Did he ever wrestle?
Well, he was, but you know, he got hurt training because somebody schoolboyed him wrong. Right. Remember that story?
That's right. God damn, 6'5", 350. That's a big dude, man. I gotta hang out with Media M5.
Yeah, go hang out.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Well, he's not in New York anymore.
Oh,
so anyway, round 5. You know, Wesley punches. Wesley wins with the punch. He punches Trick Williams and he wins. Poetic justice.
So check this out. During the end of this match, there was, I think it was supposed to be a knockout. Like the referee was supposed to count to 10, but there was only 8 seconds left. So I don't know if you noticed this. The referee yelled, "Cover him!"
Oh no, I didn't.
The ref was like, "Cover him!" There was 8 seconds left, so he had to do the 1, 2, 3. I think it was supposed to be a 10 count, which I thought was, they did it. It was great. You know, it was great. They did a good job at covering up the fact that the referee, unless he would have like 1, 2, 3, 9, you're out. You know,
Right.
So I'll give kudos to the referee that refereed that match for noticing what time, you know, how much time was left on the clock, so on and so forth, and well done. But I did hear the referee cover him.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, you know, even if they fucked that up, they still had 1 round left. So there was it wasn't the final round. It was there was 1 more, but that's what I had to go back and look at the rules again after that. I was like, wait a minute. I thought there were 6 rounds, but apparently it was first to two falls. So
it's that British shit, man. That's
yeah. So next we get a little Chase U business here. Ariana Grace got hit by something on throwing the ball around on campus is what they said. Like what campus? But anyways,
hello, Chase University.
Well, I know it's Chase U campus, but what was she doing there? She doesn't even go there, as the great Bianca Belair might say.
Listen, my friend, many a times I've gone to many college campuses as a young person and I didn't go there just to hang out and get some, hook up with chicks.
Sure.
Maybe she was looking for a nice hot young boy.
Maybe so.
Or girl.
No judgment.
No.
Anyway, but basically what's the guy's name? Andre Chase has the jurisdiction because it happened on his university grounds, so he's able to make a match to settle it between these two. Mm-hmm. Now, Ariana Grace, you have not seen this probably, but she's been doing a gimmick where she's like a beauty pageant person, and she kind of like stands there and like she talks to something off camera like this, just like a beauty pageant contestant giving a speech, like
we should do the podcast like that.
We should do the whole
Isn't that right, Vet?
Yeah. Some US Americans don't have maps.
No.
Like such as so that was that. Little Chase U action. I'm sure we're always welcoming a little Chase U stuff, right?
Well, I mean,
Can somebody say Andre Chase? No. No one said that.
Can't wait for Johnny Gargano to come back. I miss him. I miss Johnny Gargano.
Do you really?
I really do. Character, fun Johnny Gargano, the way Johnny Gargano was fantastic. So
okay. All right, well, so we're going to get this match later, and we're going to go back to the ring, and we're going to see Mello still in the ring complaining because he has to complain and say some catchphrases. And then we hear Nathan Fraser's music, and everybody's looking for Nathan Fraser. But it's actually Giovanni Vinci, and he just appears right behind Mello, and they have a little... back and forth, and essentially there's a challenge now laid out for Heatwave. So what'd you think of this?
Well, big problem. There was a botched photo taken of Giovanni Vinci. So as he's staring at the camera, pointing, they got him with his eyes closed.
Oh.
Go back. You got to go back. It's actually kind of funny. These little things bring joy to my heart. Very organic comedy.
It happens sometimes.
But I mean, yeah, why not? Giovanni Vinci coming in, he felt that he was fucked over. I don't see anything wrong with this. Coming in the ring, making a match, the guys going at it, they're both heels.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think of the verbiage back and forth? Do you think they sounded decent, natural?
Natural. I think they were natural. Listen, a lot of the shit was unscripted. I think again we're going with bullet points now. That's why you said with Lash Legend. There's no way she had a script. They just said, "Girl, just look. You need to put yourself over," like you said, and she went out there and did her fucking thing. This is what I do like about Lash Legend. She may not be the best in the ring yet, but she's got tons of fucking character, and she has something. I think it's like they call it the it factor. I think she has something special about her.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that big old booty. Mm.
Mm-hmm. All right, you don't have to.
Oh,
you don't have to do all that.
Sorry.
So now we get a JD and a JR Junior package. So this hyping up their match coming up.
That was cool. That wasn't a bad package. I like the way they did that.
Nice little package.
Sure. That's what she said.
So then, speaking of Lash Legend, and Idris walks up on Lash and Malik. She's still going, and now Idris gets caught in this net where he just has to sit and listen, even though she talks shit about him in the first bit.
Yes.
Right?
We were just talking about you.
She said something like, "I don't even know why you with him." Anyways, I don't remember exactly what she said, but yeah, now that he shows up, then she puts him over and sits there and talks to him talks to them both, and they're both just like
have you ever found yourself in that position? Because I have.
At this point in my life, Ray, I will never be in that position again. I will just
saying,
cut somebody off and I'll be like, "Excuse me," and then I'll just leave.
Like
I won't. I'm not going to sit there and listen to that.
There was this little hottie that her name was Bettina that we used to work with back in the day in the Gap. And bro, she was hot, but she was like her. She didn't shut the fuck up. You couldn't get a word in edgewise. And then it's like as you're watching her talk, her hotness just starts to fade away.
Right.
And you start just thinking about other fucking things like folding the denim wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now we get our match that was made by Andre Chase. Thea Hale versus Ariana Grace, and she, I don't think she's got that shiner from the from whatever ball got thrown at the campus or whatever. Mm-hmm. Not getting punched by Trick Williams. We don't think.
No. Oh my God, no.
They did that thing where they're announcing Thea Hale, like the announcer's calling her name, and they're just showing Ariana Grace with the name underneath, like while they're announcing Thea Hale's like, oh, wrong person, guys. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe you could tighten that shit up a little bit. So this was a match. I've seen Grace do this thing a couple of times now where it'd be in the heat portion of a match and she just like clamps a hold on. And I've seen this actually happen when it'd be like in practice or something and they'll be like, all right, get some heat. And then somebody will like, grab a hold or something and it's like, no, heat. So they just grab the hold harder. Like, no. She has Thea in this weird arm chinlock thing for like a long, long time, but the match is not long enough to need a hold that long or whatever. So she hasn't really got the magic of putting the boots to somebody and letting them sell it quite yet.
You don't even have to do that. I mean, just how about the fingernails to the back? Just raking her back and having the girl crawl away and come back again and do it again 3 times. Mm-hmm. You're already. That's about what you can get about a minute and a half out of that alone.
Yep. So. Sure can. But then Thea makes her comeback kind of, and then eventually Ariana picks her up and gives her this like forward flipping.
Oh, fuck! It was it
fireman's carry and Wade Barrett's like, oh, the wasteland, that's my move, or whatever. So it was like a modified wasteland. It's not quite the wasteland, but she did it, and so she gets the win.
Surprised by that, by the way.
Yeah, it seemed like the layup for Thea to win, but she doesn't. What'd you think about the overall performance? What do you think of Thea? I personally like her. I think she's cute in the way of like how she has that like the excited puppy thing. I think that works for her, and the with their dynamic with Bodhi and all the other stuff. So, but what do you think?
Well, I couldn't take my eyes off of the girl the entire match because she did so much character-wise during the match. And I thought she did a fantastic job. And she sold this being her first match, ever or whatever. Oh my God,
Right.
my first match. She was so happy to be there, so excited. I mean, she sold so well. I think the kid did. Ariana Grace is really good. And she was the girls. I think the girls worked well together, even though, like you said, what's her name? I'm not Ariana. Thea Hale. She worked very, very well. Ariana Grace, another person who that's Santino's daughter, right? She's another person that, yeah, I agree. The whole chin lock thing was not great, but again, this is developmental and this is something they can work on. But those two girls showed tons of character. I couldn't take my eyes off of either of them during the match, and I enjoyed it. I found myself enjoying this match, and I love the fact that, yeah, you're right, it's a layup. I thought Thea Hale was going to get the win. Nope, she's not there yet, which makes sense. So this is cool. She'll probably be down. She'll probably be out. She'll probably cry in the shoulder of Bodhi. I do have a feeling that this is going to lead into some type of romantic gimmick between her and Bodhi, moving forward with Mr. Chase, Andre Chase, playing a father figure. If they want to make it interesting, maybe Andre Chase is very much against his students dating each other. That makes any sense. And they have some type of forbidden love type thing behind his back if they want to make it fun. That can work between those two characters because they're very similar, her and Bodhi, in their enthusiasm.
I don't think they're going to go that route simply because I think they're going like the adult children route. Like neither one of them has a fucking clue. So like one of them is just like the excited little sister, and the other one's like the stupid older brother, and neither one of them is having it.
I've seen a couple of videos that started that way though.
Yeah. But those were scripted, Ray. Those weren't just bullet points.
This is not like hidden camera shit. This is scripted.
No, I don't think so. But yeah. So I mean, we'll see where they go. But so now Apollo's walking. He's getting ready to go to the ring, and we see the future in his mind with that special technology. He sees the future, and it's diamond mines all laid out in the ring, and everything's green for some reason. So that's the future. Or is it just one possible future?
I had this queued up for this. Where is it?
Hey, stop it. Okay. All right.
They need to stop this dumb futuristic, I can see in the future dumb shit. That is dumb.
He's the equalizer.
It's listen, I understand in wrestling lore we have dead people, we have demons. You know what I'm saying? We have garbage men, fighting plumbers in the ring, crocodile hunters.
Sometimes we even have wrestlers.
Sometimes. This crazy ass shit where this dude that we can see into the future with him, stop it. Just dumb. I mean, if he just stopped for a second and then goes off to explain, to the camera what he thought he saw, I would even take that over us seeing. And what is with the green light?
Yeah, what was that about?
Is that how we dream?
It's not how I dream.
I always dream. Apparently we all dream in black and white. I always remember dreaming in color.
Yeah, because I think it's really happening, and I've never been in a movie pre-1950, so.
Don't get it, buddy. Don't get it. Sir Jam. What's up, Sir Jam? He's in the house. Anywho.
He's gonna rewind and check out that
the boxing match
coverage. Oh, I think
you do
like
that,
it,
my
Sir
friend.
Jam. So Solo Sikoa's with the trainer, and I guess he's got a sprained. Was it an MCL?
I think so.
M? It's one of those CLs. It's either
I think it's an MCL. It heals faster than an ACL.
4 to 6 weeks is what he says he's out.
Okay.
Could be a shoot.
It probably will be. They're not going to take
putting the shoot on television.
Yeah, they're not going to take a talent, that just finished a big, brawl with one of your top other talents and just take him off screen for 4 to 6 weeks for no reason. So, the kid had an injury and they worked it into the show.
Okay, but then Cameron Grimes comes in.
Right.
And,
also worked in the show.
Pays his respects to Solo Sikoa, and then I forget what happens as the lead out of this. Like, Solo Sikoa says something, and Grimes
he was like, because he was like, hey man, whatever about the North American title. Solo Sikoa says something along the lines of, yeah man, guys like us, we deserve, whatever, we deserve a shot like that. And I think that was like, guys like us, Cameron Grimes looked at him like, well, what do you mean guys like us? And he just kind of walked away just contemplating that statement. So that's what happened there.
Okay. Did you have any thoughts at that particular time about what they were alluding to, or did you just go, okay, I'll see where this is going?
No, because Cameron Grimes, we all know he's been being brainwashed little by little by the dyad, or the whatever the fuck, the schism. The jism. Last week he was embarrassed. Like I find he finds himself in awkward situations where he's becoming more and more embarrassed. Everything from losing matches to walking into a door basically last week. And we're gonna see moving forward that this kind of goes to another level when he gets made fun of backstage, but we can talk about that in a bit.
Okay. Well, Apollo Crews is in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And Roderick Strong goes in the ring, and now we get Apollo Crews versus Roderick Strong. And now I put my socks on for a large portion of this match.
Oh,
so
you shouldn't have, brother.
Was this a barn burner?
Fucking barn burner. This was one of the best TV matches I've seen in a long time. And for those guys and gals that have not watched this NXT, if you want to watch one match, watch this match. This was really fucking good. Two guys that are equally as good in the ring, just beating the shit out of each other. Every move, in my opinion, made sense. They didn't need to they didn't need to do flippity doo-dahs. They didn't need to do any of that shit. There was hardly any of that. It was really fucking good, Vet. And I was looking forward to hearing your breakdown of this match, man.
Yeah, I just had so many socks.
I know. I mean, how long does it take you to put on a pair of socks?
It can be quite a while.
Is it? Do you do like
sometimes,
I do? Like
sometimes I put them on, like, how you get the seam, it's like off center, and then you got to take the sock off and like readjust it.
Or the heel is on top, and you have to kind of.
Sometimes, yeah.
Or you do like me, like I'm like, oh god, I gotta go to work. So you pull one sock out of the drawer, you look at it, you put it on the wrong way, and you slowly slide it off. And you're like, the clock is ticking because I know
it's a lot of that during this entire match.
A lot of, oh god, but bro, this legit was one of the best TV matches I've seen in a long time. And Vet, if you want to go back, matter of fact.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Matter of fact, chance. I went back and said to myself, if this shit was on AEW, the AEW crowd would be like fucking going insane. Online, they would be like, this is match of the year. Dave Meltzer would be throwing fucking 8 stars at this thing. I really fucking thought these guys had, and their fucking chemistry, Vet, was so good. They were calling the match in the ring, by the way.
Yeah.
The two guys were just communicating the entire match.
Let me ask you this. Knowing what the story is for this, did you feel like that was fitting to the story they've been telling? As far as like these guys being, like Roderick Strong, it's like he's been acting weird for a while now about the diamond mine, jealous, possessive. He sees Apollo Crews as like, what is this guy doing here? He's not part of us. Like, was this? Do you think it was in equal measure to that storytelling? Like they were just the right amount of aggressive for the situation? Because Apollo Crews wouldn't necessarily have as much a reason to be like brutal, but you could see Roderick Strong wanting to get in there and take some extra hard shots or whatever. So did you feel the psychology fit everything that was leading up to it as well?
I did, because like I said, if you rewatch the match, they were one-upping each other. It was like let's say an STF reversed out into a whatever, and they just back and forth again. They were just calling the entire match in the ring, like, let's do this next, this is what's next, blah 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 blah. It was bang 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 bang, really good, really fucking solid. I watched and enjoyed every minute of this match.
All right,
fucking solid.
You're like watching the picture-in-picture, like, oh, what are they doing in there?
No, what I did on my cell phone, because as I'm watching on my phone, I can double click the phone and it expands the screen. So I moved the screen over. So I'm hearing the DiGiorno's pizza commercial, but I'm watching pretty much a
normally
full screen.
that would be, Nick Gage slicing somebody open to that, but
that guy
instead we're getting a nice professional wrestling match. Okay.
He is such a tragedy, that guy, bro.
Yeah. So anyway, Cruz wins. There is no green anything. There's no diamond mine out here, bodies strewn out. It's just a win for Apollo Crews.
I think what Apollo Crews saw was not a physical attack of Diamond Mine, but a metaphoric vision of Diamond Mine falling apart and crumbling. That's
there's
what
that deep storytelling again.
Yeah, I know. I go too deep. That's what she said.
You're giving them a lot of credit.
Too much.
So Idris and Malik are still hung up Lash Legend, and I guess Pretty Deadly comes in to make the save, even though they chastised, I think it's Idris that like tries to let Lash have it, and then Pretty Deadly comes in and they cut a promo on him for disrespecting Lash Legend, and so.
Let's get into the match, and I'll say what I want to say about Idris. And
all right. Well, first we get Santos is on his way to the meeting spot.
This was a curveball for me, by the way.
All right. And then we get the dancers. They're in the NXT. I believe this is the NXT kitchen, right? That they're in here.
Yeah, it's a kitchen everybody uses, like a work. Like I'm sure you have a kitchen at your job. Or like a little area where you guys eat lunch and stuff and keep your food, much like I do. Locker room.
All right. So they're asking Sangha for advice, and then before he can even say anything, K-Sounds walks up and says, a bunch of inspirational shit, and then Sangha gives his advice anyways afterwards, saying how he compares these dancing girls to those K-sounding girls, and. They got their asses kicked a bunch of times, but they never gave up. And look, they're the champions now. And he says that next week he'll take them to get some balance or some other such thing, which I don't know if that's supposed to be a euphemism for something, but
I'm sure he's going to balance them well on his penis.
Yeah. So, okay. So now, the Diamond Mine, is this the one where they're watching tape again?
Yeah,
with Damon now, and they're like,
Camp, yep.
What did you see, man? Am I not seeing something? And they're talking about the tape, and then Roger comes in, and I haven't seen a Smash laptop like this since Jimmy Wang Yang's action figure, but
that kills me, dude.
What?
That was a MacBook.
Oh, it was probably broke or something.
You think so? It was a MacBook. It was working.
Oh, was it?
I look at those things. Well, whatever.
I don't know. So yeah, this is just more Roderick Strong freaking out and doing his thing. You're loving it?
Yeah, it was great, man. He's pissed off, and he did not. So I think they saw. I forgot what happened last week with Roddy Strong, but he kind of screwed them up in their match. This is why they lost, and they had just saw that. They wanted to rewind it, but Roddy Strong came in at the right time to smash the laptop so that they couldn't see it. So.
And isn't that like, didn't he come in and say something like, where the hell were you guys? And they were like, that was a test. You passed.
Yeah.
Just like he did to them earlier. So
That's right.
So they're going at it. All right. Now we get the one final accord. Did I hear that right? Is that what they fucking called this? They hyped this up? One final accord. Okay. At some point they were saying like, Tony said something like, 4 months ago or whatever. And I was like, 4 months? God, that's how long this little mini movie felt like it went on. I felt like I was sitting there watching it for 4 months. It just never ended. Never went anywhere.
Segment that I wasn't a fan of. But again, I thought we were gonna fight.
No, we're just gonna talk.
Yeah, they talked. And they basically what they did was they stooged off the fact that Santos Escobar is gonna be moved to the main roster. And the other two boys are gonna stay behind.
Yeah, you could have made this a loser leaves NXT match.
Right.
Because then it would have had the doubt of, all right, well, who's getting called up? But now it's just like if I lose, then I'll leave. But if you lose, then what? What's the condition if Santos wins?
If Santos wins, then Legado is free.
Yeah, they're just freed, and then they just stay in NXT for like how long? How many years have they been in NXT?
At least 2, I would say, right?
It's been a while.
It's been a while since I held my head up high.
Yeah. So, any other final thoughts on this boring mess? This is what happens when they overreach when their reach exceeds their grasp. Like I know I probably know people that are actually working there, like, and I don't know that they're doing this stuff, but they're there. And if I were to find out that they're part of producing this, I'd be like, oh, well, I'm sorry I shit on it, but
I want to know who set the table up.
Well, who did set the table up?
I don't know. They had a fucking fold-out table with a goddamn blanket on it, a tablecloth on it, black.
It was like one of the dyad hoods just stretched out over the.
Listen, bro, stupid. What I would have done is very simple. I don't know if at most cities, in most parks, you have these benches, right? And in between the bench, they'll have a chessboard.
Ah, yes.
I would have done that. And they're playing chess while they're talking. Little things,
Lawrence Fishburne's trying to get enough money to get his next fix. And teaching the genius little white kid.
Well, actually, me and my wife just rewatched. We haven't seen it in many years. Fresh. Put their ass on a clock. I'll chew anybody up. Chew that ass up. That was a great fucking movie.
I gotta watch that again.
By the way, Vet, real quick, man. I've been rewatching New York Undercover, and now I realize why there are only 4 seasons.
Yeah, I was surprised they got 4.
Not good. Very bad. First season was nostalgic. But as you get into season 2 and 3 and then 4.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's better to just remember things. All right. So next we get Tiffany Stratton. She's walking and she goes into her, I guess it's her dressing room. Set the table, says Scott Woodford. And Lab Rat also says it was Devon. He goes around setting up tables.
It's probably Devon.
Yeah,
he's still working for WWE.
I think he still does, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it works at NXT, but this was a neutral ground. Anybody could have set up this table at this.
Where was this park?
I have no idea. I assume it's in Florida somewhere.
I'm gonna go to that park.
Okay, you go to that park. Okay. So Tiffany goes into her room, and Wendy's waiting for her with some night vision goggles, and she turns the lights out and beats the shit out of Tiffany Stratton in the dark. We don't get to see it. We just hear noises. It probably looked very similar to Wendy. It probably looked very similar to what Apollo saw with his vision of the diamond mine.
I'm so over when he choose character, dude.
Well, even like we're talking about this the rich princess, the rich spoiled princess, and the nice, lovable, cuddly sleeping girl in jammies,
Stop.
And which one do you think is going to beat the shit out of the other one in the dark? You know, like good babyface heat from Wendy.
Yeah, babyface heat.
So there you go. Next we get Pretty Deadly versus Idris and Malik. Country Trio comes down, and I don't know what they thought they were doing. I guess they just want to annoy Pretty Deadly. But it didn't matter because Pretty Deadly got the win, as rightly so. And then afterwards, Lash attacks Fallon Henley.
Mm-hmm.
Just minding her own business. Fallon Henley gets beat up by Lash Legend.
Mm-hmm.
And then so she goes off with Pretty Deadly. So it looks like we have a new trio here.
New faction.
NXT, a new faction. What do you think?
Well, first I'm going to go rewind real quick. Idris and Ofe.
Mm-hmm.
Idris and Ofe and the other kid, Malik Yoba. I'm going to say this right now. Unfortunately, those kids are freakish athletes. I think they're really good in-ring guys. They have, I don't know, there's something off about them. And I can't, God forgive me, man. I think their ceiling is maybe Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Wow, you think champions, huh?
No, in Impact Wrestling.
Still, champions?
I'm just saying, in Impact Wrestling. Listen, those
still.
I know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think these kids. I think these kids are on a very, very short leash. They could probably stay on because they're a competitive, good tag team. You know, to get over your talent, but that's all they are, and that's all they ever will be. Oh wait, I sounded
that's
like
somebody else's catchphrase.
Yeah, I know.
Are you Carmelo Hayes?
Am I? When I shoot, I don't miss. Yeah. See that wrist action?
Ah, yes. Looks very Adam Page like.
All right. Fade away. Finger roll. Yeah, those kids. They're gone soon, unfortunately. But
Oh wow! Oh god.
But Pretty Deadly. So I dig the. You have 3 very annoying people in a faction now, so I can only imagine what Pretty Deadly and fucking Chocolate Thunder are going to be talking about next week. That's going to be fun to watch. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. I think it's good. Makes sense.
Did you just call Lash Legend Chocolate Thunder?
Goddamn right.
Even though Pretty Deadly actually beat the nephew of Chocolate Thunder.
That's right.
The shoot Chocolate Thunder?
She is the new Chocolate Thunder, baby.
Mm-hmm. All right, there we go. All right, so Schism asks Grimes where he's going. Like after this, what is this guy's name? Let me try to remember it. It's something stupid like they
Barker.
just heard
just
two.
That.
What was it? No, his name is like Javier Bernal. That's what it is.
Why not?
Exactly. And he says like, hey, try not to let the door hit you or whatever he says. I don't remember what he said. It doesn't matter.
Some smart ass shit. Fucking Mark.
Yeah, and then Schism comes up and they're like, where are you going? And Grimes is like, I'm going home. And he's like, they're like, to what?
Or to who?
Or
That's
to
what
who?
he said, to who?
Yeah, to who? Like, what is that? Okay.
Well, that means that Cameron Grimes is a virgin.
Yeah, that's basically what
I guess.
saying.
I don't know.
This is weird. I don't like it. It's weird.
It's getting creepy, brother.
All right, well, let's get rid of that creepiness and talk about Cora Jade. She's coming to the ring. And then before we get back to that, we got a bunch of stuff to do. First of all, we get Zoe doing Stevie Richards Fitness with Nikita Lyons coming in and talking to her again. Like, I don't know what they said. I was just like, Zoe's oiled up. She's ready.
She's ripped. That is one in shape woman.
Yeah. And like I said, when you see, if you oil up, that does some of the work too. It gets the veins popping, the abs glistening,
Sure.
You don't look as good dry for whatever reason.
Okay.
So then we get the toxic attraction gets a vignette here, and I'm watching this and I'm just like, are they serious with this? Like Reptilian Britt Baker's like, I always liked rock music. I'm like, who fucking cares? Everybody likes rock music. We're acting like you're some kind of a special case or something. Going through a record store, flipping through records. Like, I like music. So, what's your point? And Gigi just likes to play pool, I guess. I don't know. What is this supposed to be?
And drink alcohol while there's daylight outside.
Yeah. We've seen these girls every week for like damn near, it feels like a year now.
Yeah,
and
now they're getting the background story in.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, by the way, I like rock music. Get the fuck out of here. Get out.
You know what?
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Exactly.
That's perfect.
Exactly. That was never more appropriate than just now when you hit it. Yeah, not even some weird like polka music. Just it's got to be rock music.
I like rock music, and they picked
wow, what a rebel!
What were the bands she was playing? Like Kiss,
right?
You never fucking listen to a Kiss song in your goddamn life, girl.
No, never has. All right, so then, while Cora is probably still in the ring, like playing with her, little custom kendo stick,
whatever.
Apollo is with Mackenzie, and then who comes in the scene here, right?
Grayson Waller.
Yeah. And what does he want?
He wants to fight. Kind of.
Okay. A little bit. One of these days.
He congratulated him on his win. And he says, he basically says some racist shit.
Oh, what'd he say?
He's like, you ain't wanted here.
Oh.
We don't want your kind here. Move on. Get out. I don't know. Came off of some fucking racist shit, bro.
He was probably just talking about main roster talent, but I could see how we could turn that into something else because he is Australian and yeah.
So he's you remind me of this wallaby. I don't like wallabies. I'm more of a kangaroo guy. Roo. Anyway.
Roo. Yeah, all right. So then we get Mandy Rose on guest commentary.
What?
Yep, Mandy showing off those verbal skills, those oral skills.
Would you stop? Stop being fresh.
What?
You're being fresh, man. So fresh.
And so she's doing the commentary for finally Zoe versus Cora here. Okay, these ladies have a match, and what'd you think of the match, Ray? For some reason, I don't think the socks I had fit, so I was putting on more socks during this. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't.
Fucking.
At this point, I was at work watching this on my lunch break, paying full attention.
The one thing I got out of this is Zoe Stark is a fucking freakish talent in the ring, and Cora Jade still has a long way to go.
Okay.
That's what I got out of this.
I will concur with you. For the finish, Zoe hits her move, which I don't know what to call this. It reminds me with the knee to the face. It reminds me of the go to sleep, but because of this extra like flip thing that she does, I'm gonna say this is the go to hell to sleep.
That's the flip cradle face breaker.
Yeah. So
the FCF.
FCF. And Roxy shows up at the end and chases Cora out. Here's what I like about this. I know some people are probably like, but Vet, this had a kendo stick. Don't you disavow this whole thing?
Right.
However, there's one important difference. For some stupid reason, Cora made a custom painted kendo stick and brought it with her. Yeah.
Was it bedazzled?
Maybe that little tip was. I'm not sure.
Any butterflies on it?
No, nothing like Hangman would have had.
Got it.
But see, it's okay if you bring your own because you're some kind of an idiot that wants to use a kendo stick. I don't like it, but that's different than just having kendo sticks lying around for anybody to use. You know what I mean? You see the difference there?
BYOKS?
Yeah.
Bring your own kendo stick.
So what was good about this is Roxy gets a hold of her kendo stick and then goes after her with it and does not actually hit her, but she tries. So she tries a couple times and misses both times, and then Cora runs away. So she avoids the babyface heat that Wendy got by beating up somebody in the dark, defenseless. You don't want to see Cora get a stick. I mean, you do want to see Cora get a stick beating, but you don't want to see it now, even though you think you do. You don't want to see it now. It's got to be a big payoff. So we see her go after Cora, but not quite catch her, and that's what was good about that.
Well, Cora's stick in the whole stick beating.
That's what she said. Or he said.
Yes.
So, Vet, all in all, I guess it's fair to ask you.
I wonder what the star rating will be. I haven't heard that yet.
Has anyone hit 8 yet? Are we 9? Is he into the 10s yet? That moron. Nobody cares.
But I care about your opinion.
Well, I don't know. Seth thought I was a moron, so.
No, I think he was talking about Dave Meltzer.
Oh. Well.
But, what did you think, man?
I'd probably give this show 4 socks out of 10.
Wow, 4 out of 10. I think you were saying 4 out of 5 socks.
No, it's not that good. There were some things on it that were all right. Maybe I'd give it a 5th or 6th sock if I had watched the Apollo Crews match. Crews is a kind of sock. But anyway, yeah, it just, I think you're enjoying it more than I am. I'm not really that into it yet. So it still feels like the same NXT to me.
While you're talking, I'm just going to put this picture up. Go ahead.
So. That's a picture of Tony Khan if you're on audio only.
Look at those dilated pupils.
Yeah. Well, hopefully his new appointed cabinet of QT Marshall and Pat Buck will help him get a little bit more sleep. So yeah, not that
I think
over with me, but
I'm sad that you didn't really, that your socks, the whole socks thing happened.
Yeah.
Because I really think that match between Cruz and Gimmick Schnavitz was one of the best matches in quite some time, bro. For real. Like, it was really fucking well done.
I guess, but then again, it's G1 season. I've got to watch like a New Japan card basically every single day. So seeing some NXT match is not really. Sorry, it's not going to do it for me, really.
All right, that's fair. Well, Vet, I guess we've come to that time, that place where I ask you what many shows you're going to be on this week. Oh, by the way, there's no Pro Wrestling Reflection this week. I think not the Vet. The Professor is traveling for work, so they won't be able to record this week. So we'll see you the following week. And again, of course, if you guys didn't know, people are fucking still hit me up on Twitter. What happened to Random? Well, I told you it's going to be back in the fall. When? I don't know.
Canceled. Just say canceled.
It's not canceled.
It's canceled. It's effectively canceled.
What do you got going on, buddy?
Oh, well, you can find me everywhere at Opinion Haver on all the social media platforms or gaming platforms. Twitch.tv/Opinion Haver. Lawrence Weaver is saying, what's up with Multiverse is still keeping your attention? Well, they were supposed to have a launch of the official full game, but it got delayed, so I'm kind of just waiting for that. I've done enough of the beta, so I don't really feel like playing it as much anymore. But yeah, I'll probably be playing it going forward. We got, what else we got? We got the Impact Attack, as Ray mentioned earlier, with Brandon and myself. We don't know if Colin's been canceled from that too. He might come back. We'll see. We'll see how his his teeth are feeling. If he ever wants to jump back on. And then, of course, I've been doing some side stuff with the boys over at the PWC. Any opportunity I get to hop on with Dr. Michael Jargo is a super good time.
Yeah,
Jimmy
great.
T's fun. He's roped me into doing several Wednesday night skirmishes in a row where I have to sit there and talk about AEW. And if you guys think I defend AEW, but you don't listen to me ever do any review shows on it, oh boy, he would not think I'm very kind to Tony's product if you ever heard me talk about AEW. Yeah, man. So all over the place. ChannelAttitude.com is really the one-stop vet shop. And PWC for some bonus stuff if you just can't get enough.
Some people calling out here.
Well, you got to know, are you going to miss a show with April? I think not.
No.
Ray, what about you?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right. Well, that's our show, everybody.
Down there. Follow me at Big Ray Hernandez everywhere. Good times. Social media. Just booked our trip to Florida. We're going to be spending Jen's birthday at the Big Vito House Tiki Bar. And have some fun over there, man. So it's going to be interesting. Big Ray and Big Vito going to Versace. Stay tuned on TikTok. We have some things planned. It's going to be really fun. But we'll see you next week, guys. I got to be honest. I miss doing random, but I love the extra time. Peace out, yo. Canceled. Say goodbye, Ben.
Canceled.
It's not canceled.
What's your name, fella?
Triple H.